Is she really messy, or is she a victim of being a part of a narrative when you keep on trying to give to other people opportunities and they turn on you? I'm not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your girl, Dr. 𝐂𝐿 here, bringing you another quick episode of some trending topics, tips, and takeaways. And I had to just have a little bit of insight on what's going on with Miss Claudia Jordan, 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒, and the 𝐇𝐎𝐼𝐹 debacle, which is now really something that's very unfortunate. So this is what I will say. Being a woman of color in leadership, it seems as though we cannot make one misstep. And if we do, it topples the whole house of cards. In Claudia Jordan's case, I feel she is a very talented woman who genuinely wants people to win. Because I don't know too many people that will take the lion's share of earnings that can equate to potentially $250,000 a year per person for folks she does not believe in, like, value, or feel have talent. And at the end of the day, Claudia Jordan does provide opportunities for others to get bread in their pocket. That's where it starts and stops for me. Now, everyone has character flaws. Everyone has positions of growth that they have to focus in on and not operate in ignorance or cognitive dissonance with all these blind spots, thinking that it's never you when you may be the common denominator in many situations that tend to go left. Now, between Armon and Al and formerly Funky Dineva, what I will say is this. I saw the ending of that show in the first year. Why? Because whenever you have extremely talented people that are looking for that opportunity to break into mainstream, make a mark because they have perhaps something to prove, and that may overshadow the memory of who gave you the opportunity, each one of those individuals want to win. They want to progress, be progressive, and relevant. No one is mad at that. But based on the dynamics and the history of some of the individuals involved, it gave me pause for all three of them. Because in their respective spaces, I think that Funky Dineva brings something to the culture. In Claudia Jordan's space, I believe she brings something to the culture, whether you're in agreement with it all the time or not. And Al Reynolds has been a part of the culture as he was connected to his former ex-wife, Star Jones, and other things that he may have done as an entrepreneur or a personality. Frankly, I don't really know much about the volume of Al Reynolds and his work, and that's not to minimize. I just have not heard much about him as a professional outside of his former marriage with Star Jones. Hence why being in a space where you can be the one who is perceived to be intellectual, has depth of knowledge, can bring facts, and some type of leveling in the conversation that can be sensationalized, that's good to have when you're in an ensemble situation. Claudia Jordan is the visionary. She knows how to get the talent, piece them together, create a format so that you can have a revenue-generating, entertaining experience. Now, some may think, you know what, she dragged that idea from NeNe Leakes. I don't know who had a trademark on an idea of two gentlemen and a lady being on a show in an ensemble way for a talk show. Again, we've seen variations of this in podcasts and things of that nature. Maybe nothing as on a grand scheme as TGIF and Fox Soul, but it's not the most original idea, but it's something with the characters involved was definitely new, nuanced, and refreshing. Funky Dineva is in a class by himself. I do feel that because he has such an electric and big presence, and he really is lethal with his lips and his language, any entity can blow up, depending on what mood he's in. So you're taking a risk. Al Reynolds, who's going to play things closer to the chest and is going to present more professionally, but will shake the table behind the scenes, can be a bit more dangerous because you're not sure of what the play may be. To an unsuspecting, or maybe quite suspecting, Claudia Jordan, who's looking to secure the bag, get a bag, and working on the next bag, and wants to bring a few friends along, perhaps was blinded by the fact, and not to judge her harshly, but similarly to NeNe Leakes, when you give individuals an opportunity to get a bag, it is not unreasonable to expect a little bit of solidarity and loyalty for being put on. And perhaps that would be an Achilles heel and a blind side to what would happen with the original cast. Now you trickle in with an Armon who is known to set it off on the left and on the right. Comes in, and the younger generation, they're not like us. Not to throw Kendrick in there, but I'm just saying, they will cuss you out in a millisecond. They will. I haven't seen as much decorum and discipline being exercised in certain generational groups, and some do have it, so I don't want to overgeneralize because that would not be fair. But there are certain characteristics and certain personalities, let's take age and generation out of it, that just don't care. And they will light it up, especially if they're provoked. And if Armon felt as he was being provoked behind the scenes, and quite frankly, from the first, second, third, fourth episode, when he was being relegated and spoken to and called boy left, right, and center for the African-American man, we know that is a big cultural no-no for any man of any race to call any other man a boy. But in the cultural construct from the diaspora, the African diaspora, you don't call any man of color, a black man, a boy. That's tantamount to the conversation and dismissive interaction that slave owners had with male slaves, calling grown men boy. So off the rip, that was completely inappropriate on behalf of Al Reynolds, in my humble opinion. Facts, it was wrong. And how many times can someone be dismissed as a grown person who may be 15, 20 years your junior, but how many times are you going to be disrespected in one setting? Now, I can't get into all of the backdrop and what was going on with these individuals behind the scenes, but it was clearly messy, and clearly HR has their work cut out for them. But I would hate to see the work of the vision of Claudia Jordan and all those involved go up in smoke, because this was a platform on Fox Soul that brought a lot of individuals laughter, joy, and entertainment. So my people, you let me know what you think and get in the comments. Again, I wish all of these individuals well. But Claudia, I would rethink some things, because the next time you give someone an opportunity to make $250,000 a year, you might want to have some standards that suit your needs professionally, that going into the terms and the rules of engagement, you won't come out on the losing end, because it is unfair that you've been taking the brunt of this foolishness on the internet. So from one woman in leadership to another, be encouraged, and God always has a bigger and a better plan for all those involved. Have a good one.